person. Let me help you how to pick those people. You probably don't like them. You probably will never go to lunch with them. You probably never go on definitely not on a vacation with them. You probably is not even want to, if you just had to just put up with them, it's just something about them, rush your fur backwards. Because your personalities clash. But remember the square, the triangle, the circle, the wiggly line. Remember the red, blue, green, and yellow personality test. It takes all those kinds of personalities to draw the masses, because the masses consist of all those personalities, not just triangles. You get a whole bunch of triangles in the room, and you got so much power going on. Nobody's going to be able to say 2 words. Who's going to put up with all of us? You get a whole bunch of circles in the room, and who's going to put up with all of them? You get all these wiggly lines in the room, and then nothing's going to ever get done. And then the triangle's going to be upset, and the squares won't know how we're going to do it. Triangles won't know why. And the rectangles will just be standing in the corner. So you want a variety. So when you're wanting to fill this gap, when you can determine what I'm not good at, who's good at that? Who's good at that? When you can determine what I need, and I can't fulfill that need, then who can? Let's think about it. Who can do that? See, that's not that you are that somebody. See, you're not that somebody if you can't do it. So you staff your weaknesses. And I do it all the time. I know what my weaknesses like. Technology, you can forget it. Putting it together, organizing, assembling. I cannot do all those things. You already heard all that. That's all those people around me are doing all those wonderful things. But if you say write the curriculum, write the program, put it together, I can give it to you in details. I'll have it overnight because I can see that. Because I can see organization. Now carrying it out, I cannot do that. Why can't I do it? Because it requires a technician. It requires an electrician. It requires a plumber. It requires somebody who's technical. It requires someone who can sing. It requires someone who can decorate. And pastors' wives come here all the time and say, oh, your church is so beautiful. I know, Donna, you do a great job decorating. I said, I don't put up a flower. I don't put up a flower. They're like it. I said, I don't. Because they think all first ladies decorate. I don't decorate. I just decorate me. That's it. Myself and my children. I don't dress my husband. He dresses himself. He knows he's good at that. When I met him, you already got that. That's off my list. And most women, when they marry men, that's on their list. We got to dress this boy up. We got to fix him up. Because we did it with our dolls. But when I married Bishop, hey, you got that. I don't have to check that off on my list. You got it. He comes out, how do I look? Wonderful, let's go. Let's go. Every Sunday, what tie do you want? Anyone, let's go. So focused, tunnel vision, I'm ready to go. And so it's a rarity. He knows that he can probably count on a few fingers what I came out and say, so, do you like what I have on? Dress shirt? I don't do all that. This is it. You're going to be all right. He'll say, you're wearing that? I got it on. I got it on. I got it on. Because I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. This is it. Here we go. This is it. I'm not changing. This is it. 2 different personalities. He's green. Everybody's got to be happy. Can I take my coat off? It's your coat. It's your coat. Can I take my coat off? It's your coat. Totally person. No, it's his personality. He's green. He's caring. He's a pastor. He has a past. I told him, I said, you are created for that. You are a pastor. I'm not. Don't give me that title. I'm not that. I'm not the pastor. Because the stuff he tolerates, I would not tolerate. I'm not the pastor. You're the pastor. Go tell him that. God's called him. I said, but I'm your administrator. I get it together. I can organize it. You need me to fire them? I can fire them. I have no problem. I can do that. It's not working. I'm sorry, we missed it. I missed it. This is not working at all. This is not working. We need to go another way. I am so sorry. This is not working. Just did it a few days ago. Just did it a few days ago. It's not working. I missed it. I did miss it. I thought this was something else. It didn't work. Sorry. And I pray you're mature enough to not need the ministry. always end with that. Bishop T.D. Jakes, he can take that, and I pray, he said, he's already used it. I pray you're mature enough to not leave your man of God. I pray you're mature enough to not leave your house of God.
Yes, ma'am.
But this here, I missed it, and I have.
Yes, ma'am.
And I can walk away and see you Sunday, hug you, go to 3 people, you're going to be one of my 3 people. I'm coming to you on purpose. Because we got a business to run, we got a ministry to run, we got a school of children to raise. I can do that and still love you. And love you from this point on. And I have released some people, they're still in the ministry. They're still here. I would hug them out. You wouldn't even know.
That's right.
They just got fired. It didn't work. It didn't work. But that's the administrator. That's the gift that, for whatever reason, with me, I can cut you off, say, no, we're not going to do that. Still love you. Come on, let's go to lunch.
Right.
Let's go to lunch. Let's go talk it over. Let's talk it over. Let's talk about this. But the firing and the releasing of a person doesn't come automatically. It doesn't come quickly. It comes with having worked with you and talked with you and guided you and hold your hand. And there's a whole regimen of things that you must do as a leader other than just throw your hand. Oh, that's not it. Let's get rid of everybody. Dr. Houpe said get rid of. No. No. Not like that. It comes with the long suffering and the suffering long. Sphere of influence 10. Hundreds. Who do you see yourself leading? I don't expect an answer right now because perhaps you never thought of yourself in leadership. I don't expect an answer, but come May, you're going to hear it again. In leadership class, making of a leader 102, the second class, you should have sphere by then. You should already be in a position of leadership. And you can always tell what your group is. And if you're already in leadership, how many is on your team, and has it always been just 3 or 4? Some people, their sphere of influence is 5 or less. And that wasn't even in the Bible. Jethro didn't even start with 5. He didn't even start there. But some people is gonna, you give them 20, and it'll dwindle down to 4. Because that's all they can ever tolerate. Give them 100, it's just gonna dwindle down to 20. That's it. It's to their ability. And as leaders, we have to be able to identify if they can handle that many people. Everybody wants to stand before a crowd, but everybody can't lead a crowd. Because with a crowd comes problems. With a crowd comes needs. With a crowd comes needs. And here we are, with a crowd comes the needy. They gotta hug you every time they go put their offering down. They can't just pass by you. They got to hug you every Sunday. They go on the same side you sit on so they can hug you. If you move to the other side, they got to hug you. Because it's a need. Then the others can blow all the way, a kiss all the way across the church. You haven't seen them, they have been in your face in 8, 19 months. But then there's some you got to see every Sunday. So when the people come and serve me, I say, listen, these are the 5 people, they're gonna come every Sunday. I know you want security, Miss King, but they gotta hug me. Miss King, they need it. I said they need it, I got to give it.
Yes,
I got to give it. I see you at work. Hey, like I always see you want to do Friday. Here comes Sunday. Here comes Sunday. Like I always see you every day. How you doing?
I love it.
It's so good to see you. I love you too. I absolutely love you. I love you. I absolutely do, and I do, because it's a need.
That's right.
Jesus looked up on me, saw their needs. Some people need the hug. Some people need the touch. Some people are totally fine with the wave. Some people, if you give them your number, they'll call you all the time. Some people in the group text, you see them. It's a long, they got. We have a group meeting. WOW has 102 women in it. POP has 62 in it. I have 7 group meetings. I'm in my sorority. That's 162 of us in the sorority. My family has a group meeting. The staff has a group meeting. The school staff, the church staff, we all, the first lady's got a group meeting. And I tell you, are there needs? There are needs. There are needs. And with the leader. See, here we are. You cannot back away from that. You can't back away from that and call yourself a leader. Because with people come needs. With people, you can't back away from that. That's why I don't get on. Well, you gonna keep your little 5 and more and your friends that, and you guys just gonna be your little crew and your little ducks, and they're gonna follow you and not gonna do anything great and impact, and not gonna impact the kingdom. No, you open your mouth.
Well, I'm trying to explain.
I didn't even ask anyone. I didn't ask anyone.
That's why I said I don't type on you all the time.
I didn't ask anyone.
Wow. What was your last group? That was our group. And I was like, woo. Talented.
All I'm saying is when you deal with people, they're just people. And they have all kinds of needs. And as a leader, you see your pastor, he just stands there and he listens. And he listens and he listens and he listens. He can say he's tired. He can say he's been up all night. And when he comes down, those two steps, they're right there on him. They're right there in his face. Because they need something. And Jesus, once again, looked upon the people with discernment, and he saw what? So what is our assignment? To look upon the people, see their needs. And if you see it, you must know this. God allowed you to see it, and then God has equipped you to meet it. If he allows you to see it, he trusts you that you will meet it. If he allows you to see it, I'll keep saying that. If the Lord allows you to see it, then he's trusting that you're the one. Don't look any further. You are the one. You are the one to meet it. If he allows you to see it. And there's just some things he doesn't allow you to see it because he knows in your heart you won't need it. You won't need it. You won't need it. Some people say, oh, I'm just going to, I'm always without, I'm never without seed, and I'm never without seed, I'm never without seed. And then they see somebody who needs something they don't give. Guess what happens? Then they're going to be in a position to give their seed because, first of all, one, they don't have access to their seed because it's all tied up on a bank credit card. It's tied up in a debit card. So you don't have seed. You just got money in the bank. And Bishop told all of us, he said the best way when you're ready to sow a seed, you never know when you're going to need to have a seed. He said keep cash with you. Keep cash with you. Matter of fact, we were in a conversation with a couple of pastors during the faith conference, and one pastor said to Bishop, he said, I notice you only use cash all the time. He asked Bishop Houpe that. He said, yeah, I only use cash. He says, I notice you always use cash. He said, you don't use a credit card? Bishop Houpe said, he said, only when I travel. I said, that's the only time we pull it out. We're in Kansas City. What we need a card for? We're in Kansas City. Why would we pay any kind of interest on something? And we're already here. Why do we need to do that? If we saw someone here, a member, student, and someone that we might even know that may need something, we see them out to eat dinner, go pay for their lunch, pay for their dinner, pay for this, then we're not, yeah. Yeah, he called me Miss Philadelphia. I'll never forget it. We saw her in Red Lobster. Her hair had a little bob. This was years ago. And we saw her and it was pay for that lunch. Yeah. Can't always do it.
It was when Dad had his surgery. It was the first time he was out. He had his
Achilles. Okay,
That's how
wonderful.
long ago.
Yeah, that's many years ago. And so we just take our credit card when we travel. That's the only time we pull it out. It's store it away. No need to use it. So some things you can't see because you're not equipped to meet it. And if you could see it and the Lord allows you to see it, then you're the ones assigned to meet it. Amen. Okay. So that's just some basic principles that I wanted to just get in your thoughts as you continue to read on as we go forward. Also, you have How to Win Friends and Influence People. Dale Carnegie is another great writer on leadership. It might have been a blue sheet that looks like this. Did you guys not get it? What happened at your table? Did everything happen in just that one set? I'm gonna look on with Sean. I have it set in my binder. And so it just says, how to win friends and influence people. This is something that, this is just for your leisure. What I typically do when I get something like a long list of 30 or 25 things, I'm not gonna do 25 things. My personality's like, forget this, I'm not gonna do this. Don't give me a long list. I don't remember dates. I hated that part of the history test. But this is what I will do. I will say, okay, what 3 things I can start doing from this list? What, not what 3 things I already do from this list. What are 3 things I can start doing? Because a true leader is after winning people to follow them, to impact their lives. So it says, don't criticize, condemn, or complain. You know, I have to work on the complaining part. Give honest and sincere appreciation. Arouse in the other person an eager want. Become genuinely interested in other people. Well, we've heard this not only on the side where Bishop has said just to get married, smile. But even after smiling, this is a good tool for winning him, winning her, winning your family, winning people to the Lord. I thought this would be good, just tuck that away. Carnegie has 6 principles for social influence. 6 ways to make a lasting impression. Some of them are you're gonna start seeing again because he made the other list of 30, right? And so you see smile is there again. Take interest in others, number 1. I do this on purpose. I learned this many years ago as a young teacher. We were challenged as we came out of college. We said, oh, you're gonna be middle school teachers. You're gonna probably have about 130 kids, 150 kids every year. You're gonna have 6 sections of students, first hour, second hour, third hour. One of those hours will be planning. Then ultimately, over time, we evolved to having a 7-hour school day. And we were challenged as young administrators, I'm not administrators, as young teachers, that by the second day of school, you should know all 150 of your students' names. And so I passed that test many years ago, so that's kind of like something I'll do on purpose. Let me get this name, let me get this name. What is it about them that makes them look like their name? And so it's something about you that I'm starting to, over the years, just kind of identify with your name. You look like, now one girl, I called her a name, she looked like a Phyllis. I called her Phyllis for at least 3 years. And she totally answered to it. She answered to Phyllis because she should have been named Phyllis. She just looks like a Phyllis to me. And she came for years and years. Only one person out of 25 years in Harvest Church, she said, Miss Houpe, my name is not Phyllis. I said, well, you should have been named Phyllis. And you know every time I say Phyllis, you know I'm talking about you. I said, you know I'm talking to you. And she said, Miss Houpe, I just come, but that's not my name. I still don't know her name today, so I think it's still Phyllis. So I missed it, okay? Out of 1,000, 100, you know, I just one child. Look like a Phyllis. And so, so make others feel important and discuss what matters. John Maxwell actually says, he says when you're in the presence of someone, and by the time, particularly when you've just met them, he said by the time you're in their presence, if you call their names 3 times, you have already won them to hear you. If you just want to get someone's attention, call their names within that time frame, call their names 3 times. He said by the 3rd time, anything you say, you got their ear. Real simple practice. Real simple practice. So start practicing this between now and next Tuesday. Wherever you go, whomever you're with, and stop saying, I'm not good at names. Stop saying that. I'm good with faces, I'm not good at names. Stop saying it. Just make it a habit. Just start it. Start And this is what I'll say to the members as they come to the church. I say, I ask the name, so tell me what's your name? Or I'll say, hi lady, tell me what's your name. I say, Miss Houpe. I say, listen, I'm gonna keep asking you your name until finally I get it. I get it. So I'm not apologizing. I'm just trying to store your name somewhere in whatever it is, so that when I see you, I can call you by your name, other than call you lady. I said, well, you won't tell me you want me to keep calling you lady? See, that's the other side of it. So what do you want? Here it comes. I'm trying to call you by your name, and I actually I forgot your name. I forgot your name. You want to call you lady all the time I see you? I mean, they call dogs lady. I just dropped that one on you. Young man, his couple, true story, 2 weeks ago, hallelujah night. 2 weeks ago, his wife and he were considering becoming members of the church, moved here from out of state on the East Coast. I saw him with his wife one time. His son was finally enrolled in the school. And I saw him the first week of school, and then I saw him hallelujah night, so I hadn't seen him in weeks, haven't seen him at all. And I knew his name because I knew his son's name. Last name was Jones. So I said, hey, Mr. Jones, good to see you. Good to see you. So on the night of hallelujah night, he said to his wife, she remembered my name. I just can't believe it. As big as this church is, she called me by my name. And it's that simple. They're in numerous classes.
Praise God.
They're in numerous classes. So just the name, 3 times when you're in their presence. Hello. Find something positive to say. Goodbye. See, it was nice meeting you, James. It's nice meeting you, John. People do it all the time to you in sales. You walk into the department store, you got a total focus. You're after this purse or something you want to get for somebody's car, and then they'll say, oh, that's really pretty what you have on. They are after winning you. You know it works sometimes it doesn't work. But they begin with a compliment. And too often, too many times, we as Christians, we don't begin with a compliment. We don't do that intentionally, and the world does it. They do it in sales, they do it in marketing, they do it in advertisement. And so if we would do that as leaders in the body of Christ, we will automatically win more people just by saying something positive. I like your hairdo. And Miss Yvette got me the other day because we worked so close together. I forgot to tell her I liked what she had going on. And it was like the end of the day because I was so from tunnel vision on either the encounter or whatever was going on, the conference, too much was going on. And so finally she said, you didn't say anything about me. she couldn't take it. She said, you didn't say anything about me. And I was like, what? What did I not say? I'm sorry. She said, you know, I won't get personal with you.
Yes,
I won't put it out there. So she said, you see me. And she turned all around. She did a ballerina like she was 5 years old. And Mama was supposed to say, I like it.
Thank you.
But I was so focused on every little thing going right for the conference that I forgot even the person closest to me to say, someone closest to you, that we worked so hard. We worked so hard. Someone needs to get in. Yes, we worked so hard to celebrate, acknowledge, praise, admire people who are far from us, that people who are closest to us, we dropped the ball. And so I clearly told her I was sorry. And I don't know if my praise actually worked at that point because it was delayed praise.
I want mine every time.
Oh, I can tell. I have to be here to you. I figured it out. Be mindful what comes out your mouth.
Oh,
I have all my needs met.
I have all my.
You could be the needy one and you don't be needy.
She said I would leave, I said, okay.
And you agreed it,
I
and you
did,
agreed,
I did.
right?
I sure
In the
did.
power agreement?
In the power agreement. I am not the leader.
Our class has just ended on leadership. I'll give you your homework assignment as you get ready to prepare. As you get ready to prepare for, your paper, we're gonna put together faith and leadership. We'll put them together. And I didn't wanna get into this because you just got this. I thought we were gonna actually get through the chapters, but I'm gonna have you just to highlight certain questions for your final exam, the key components of what we will talk about as we reference the book. History is here, but today's leadership requires certain things that still the Old Testament perhaps may not address, but the New Testament does. And with that, we're gonna constantly see the New Testament, how the church should be, the kind of leaders that Jesus expected that the disciples would be, and man just got all involved in that. That's not a bad thing, because it all works together for our good. And so with that, we can become the leaders God has called us to be. This is just what we call, it's just a plan on a web or a draft. A web that will help you begin to clarify your writing. For those of you, as you're beginning to write papers, you may not need this. Some of you may be fresh out of college, and most connected with the college writing of a paper. We're talking about how many pages? Two pages. In the center, it's gonna be 3 webs. What do you say? What will you say? What will you say? Not what do you say. What will you say? What do you see? What will you do? What do you see? After having been in the encounter, after having heard the word on faith, I suggest that as Ms. Hopkins, Ms. Ella Carroll has created the CDs and packaged them, I suggest over the next few weeks that you really, really work to listening to them. I'm listening again, I'm going through my notes, I'm going through my notes again. That's called creating a draft. The first part of your assignment is Bishop wants to know beyond, and I want to know beyond your experience at the conference. How has your faith to lead changed? How has your faith to lead, and that should be lead, not leadership. Faith to lead. How has your faith to lead changed? Lead any area of your life. He asks us, what do you see? What do you see? So you'll begin with an introduction. Basic paper begins with an introduction. I'm helping you with the 3 bodies. The 3 paragraphs are the 3 part of your paper, the body. So you have an introduction, then you have a body. This is what the body will say. First paragraph of first part of your paper, what do you see? You're going to begin with an introduction, faith to lead. I now have Bishop, I have faith to lead. I've been at the faith conference. I've heard elements of faith 1. I've been in elements of faith 2. I'm going to continue to read more on leadership. I've got some principles about how to lead. What is it that you see? What is it that you see? This one in the middle is your is your third paragraph, a third part of your paper. Part two of your paper. What is it? What will you say? What will you say? What will you say after what you see? What is it now that I see it? What will you say? Where's your scriptures probably gonna go? In what portion of this paper?
In the beginning.
Third part.
Third part.
What will you do?
Oh,
Third part is what will you do? That's your body. And then finally you got a conclusion. What do you think some of your scriptures will come from in this body? The seeing, the saying, or the doing? I'm not saying that you're gonna have scriptures throughout all of it, but what do you think your strongest?
oh,
The strongest, the meat. And I'm not looking for 40 scriptures in 2 pages. I'm talking about those scriptures that really scriptures that really jump out at you. Is what? What portion you
is
say?
that what you say?
Yeah, that's what you said. Yeah, it's right here. This is what the meat is. This is what I'm looking for. Because what you see is what you see. But what you say, based upon what you see, as you have faith to lead, will determine what you will do. I see this. I see me doing this. I see me doing this. I see me doing this. But God says this. God says this. And because God said this, then I can do. I can now do it. I can now do it. I don't want a whole theory on, I heard from the faith conference, and I heard God said, it is your long devotional. You know, and the Lord said this, and you got this long devotional. No. Let's take the devotional. Let's take the notes. Let's take the nuggets. Let's take what we heard. All the pictures. Bishop has all the pictures. I got to go through all those pictures and now put them in my notes somewhere. But this is how I take notes. I take notes from what I hear, but I also take notes from what I hear. It's how I heard it. I don't take verbatim notes from Bishop, and I have over 1,000 notes. I don't take notes from Bishop verbatim. I hear it, and I take my notes as I heard it.
Oh, that's good.
As I heard it. Because when I'm sitting there and you see me, it's how I heard it. It's the revelation that came to me. Now, if it is a direct quote from Bishop, I'll go back, highlighted, bolded, put Bishop House saying there. All the rest of them nuggets is for me. It's how I heard it. It's the revelation that God gave to me. Because if not, for me, it's just a lot of information. And then for some of it, it can easily turn into a book written by Bishop, which I have no problem. What are we talking about? Welcome, Eric. Talking about the final paper that you're actually going to write.